Good morning, Uganda. How are you doing today? Beautiful morning it is, the 4th of March 2016. No, I'm just kidding. 2015.
You meant it, don't
No, I
even
didn't.
lie. Good morning, my name is Malaika and this is...
Gaetano.
Yes, welcome to Urban Today, yet another day, the first Wednesday of the month.
That's right. Keep on ticking.
The wheels are turning, the wheels are turning. So obviously on Urban Today, we do have always a nice lineup for you. We are going to be talking about the female domestic workers and HIV testing. Do you test your helpers, status? Is it legal for you to do that? Is it mandatory for you to do that? These people are always in your home, they're taking care of your children, taking care of the elderly, taking care of you, cooking your food, very many things. So should you test them or is it illegal for you to test them? So all these questions will be answered later on today at 7:30.
That's right. And at 8 o'clock, we're going to be talking about the Uganda National Bureau of Standards. You know those goods that sit in shops? Those goods that sit over there and you walk in, but the thing has expired. How did it pass and come onto the shelves and not get flagged down by the Bureau of Standards? We'll be chatting about the products and goods that are on your shelves or in the shops which have expired and what the process is to actually not have them on the shelves. So we'll be having a discussion with our guest later on at 8 o'clock.
That's quite interesting. Gaetano, have you ever checked the expiry date before you buy something?
Actually, I don't. It's when I get home and I realize,
Exactly.
1996? Really, you people?
My favorite is when they're on sale because they're about to expire. That's when I wait for them.
Prices go down.
Hey, I wait for them when they're waiting for 1 month.
That's
and they're
right.
about to go down.
But before we do all of that, we do have, of course, our PD. That's our press digest with our two phenomenal men in black.
We're talking about Men in Black. When you say Joshua Poro, it's like from here in black. Joshua Poro and Stephen Chandia.
That's right.
They're here, guys.
Guys, good morning.
I knew.
What's the meaning of LOL?
Luo man.
What does LOL mean?
LOL.
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 LOL, what does it mean?
Laugh out loud.
Yes.
What does it mean?
Laugh out loud.
Laugh out loud. Well, that's in your cycles. In my cycles and for you two, LOL means Lavo no Rumonde. Good morning, guy, and Malaika. How are you today?
Very good.
Very good.
Well, did you actually mean that the product was for 1996 or 1986?
1996.
Well, we shall discuss that later.
Take it away.
Guys, take it away. Let me take my Lumonde with me.
Well, a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us on the Press Digest on Urban TV. My name is Joshua Poro, and we shall be doing it with Stephen Chandy here on the Press Digest. And always, we start with Uganda's leading daily, which is, of course, the New Vision, and you can get yourself a copy at just 2,000 Ugandan shillings. And, well, on the top story today, 34 arrested in mosque raid. The arrests are still ongoing.
Oh yeah,
The police is doing their work.
yeah, security guys. Pre-dawn, like now this this time. Yesterday morning in Busia, they descended upon a Salaf mosque in Busia, and they just started picking guys as they walked out.
So what's with these mosques and being connected to? Because they're saying you get shade speaks of a Muwaya murder. So the Muslims are murdering themselves.
That's what it's turning out to be, and now there is also this other link coming very clearly about the ADF connection
Yes, the
in
ADF
this thing.
rebels,
Yeah.
the people who are granted amnesty a couple of
Actually,
years
the other day I was talking with one of these security operatives, and they were telling me they were trailing this ADF cell that has been active in Busoga and Bugisu region, and they have vastly weakened it.
I don't know what is with these people liking the eastern region, I think because of the mountainous ranges.
No, but it also has a huge Muslim population, and if you're to look back into history, the bedrock of the ADF was the Salaf Muslim,
Yes.
the Tablighs.
Well, of course, and more of that story is on page 5 of the New Vision, where it says 34 arrested in a Busia mosque raid. Security operatives swooped on Salaf Mosque in the border town of Busia at dawn, arresting about 34 suspects in a crackdown on violent crime in the eastern region. And of course, you can get more. Of that
And
story
just
right
before that, they arrested 2 people in Ikiiki village, that's in Budaka, then another 2 in Mayuge district. So the number is growing, but by yesterday we had about 50 suspects already in police custody.
I hope they don't arrest you also. Well, on page 3 of the New Vision, we are on the same side. Museveni tells the ICC boss, and as you might realize that earlier on, we had a lot of contradiction where Uganda wanted to withdraw from the ICC, and President Museveni was urging other African countries to also...
Because of going after political leaders.
Well, because they said that they had an agreement with the ICC that they should not be trying sitting presidents.
Yes.
But the ICC breached the contract by trying President Uhuru Kenyatta, and then they were advocating for, African countries withdrawing from the ICC. Well, I don't know how much they trust the ICC, but let's wait and see if justice does prevail at the end of the day. Still on page 3, it does say that 4 city malls reopened, others warned. City authorities have opened 4 arcades, which have been closed following a typhoid outbreak in Kampala. Now, the malls include Qualicel Plaza, Mini Price, Cooper Complex, and Naiga Plaza.
Actually, I'm just wondering, could they have remedied these discrepancies within this short time?
Yes, of course. It's a big post. They can have an agreement. For example, they have their wells dug under, of course, the buildings. Maybe the water could have been treated. You never know. But details of that, you can, of course, find it in the New Vision.
I think there should have been a condition to this. Okay,
yeah,
fine.
There must be conditions. KCCA is not coming out easy on these guys. And they're actually not about to get bribed. You see, that's the beauty about KCCA. They have the money, so you don't have to bribe them.
You should see the guys when they are enforcing.
The
guys look like robots.
Those,
Mean.
they look like robots. Well, on page 4 of the New Vision, public service medics take 45% of Trinidad jobs. 45% of Trinidad jobs. So they're saying nearly half. That is 45% of the 263 Ugandan health professionals selected to temporarily for a 2-year employment in
Trinidad and Tobago
are from the public sector. Don't you think we're going to run out of medical personnel?
I don't, but yesterday I was listening, I think, to the line, one of the line ministers saying that we have more than enough medics in the country.
Well, that's of course what they have to say, because they have to make you believe that what they're doing is right.
But they was pushing very plausible arguments, you see. Returns to the country, returns on expertise and whatever.
From the diaspora?
Yes, that kind of thing. Then the expertise earned from the other players, exposure.
Well, if I was in politics, I would have told you the same. And right now, probably I would have been defending it. But that's politics.
Joshua, sad story here on page 4.
Yes.
My husband was poisoned, lawyer's widow says.
Whoa, man, this is unfair.
And actually, if you listen to the opening words, take it there.
She says that, I have been killed, but I know who has done it. Where the last words that George Mugenyi, a city lawyer and farmer, reportedly told his wife Jovia just before he died. Now, addressing mourners who jumped All Saints Cathedral Nakasero, Jovia candidly said her husband was poisoned without mentioning any names. Wow, this is unfortunate.
But I'm wondering, how cruel it can mean to be to terminate somebody's life just using poison.
Jobs
and this one, knowingly you go about it, you scoop quantities and this is now sufficient enough.
I hope they're not looking for lines. This is serious.
Oh, no.
Well, on page 6 of the New Vision, Kadaga has 13 million in foreign bank.
Oh, yeah. That's in 3,000 pounds.
Okay. I just hope that she does not have it in a Swiss bank account. Just one of
No. This is National Westminster Bank in United Kingdom.
She has 3,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a very bad idea. Of course, this is she declared her wealth yesterday.
Yes, and also Irene Muliagonja.
Surprisingly, Irene Muliagonja does not even have a car of her own.
Incidentally, they all come from Busoga. Muliagonja, Kadaka. But anyway, for those of you who don't love reading stories, these lengthy stories and graphics there to break down things very simply.
I love the New Vision. That's what we do. We make it easy. Still on page 6, MPs throughout Ephraim Kamuntu over failed Kavera ban.
And I think I totally agree with this.
Yeah, exactly. This Kavera ban thing started when I was in class 7.
Come on, look. now the guy is soon graduating to a grandfather.
I'm already a grandfather, and the Kavera ban has not yet been enforced. And the members of parliament were accusing him of giving the same excuse every year. That, of course,
say go out and come back when you've learned how to sing a different song. This tune we are fed up with. Get out.
The point is, he has been in that department for a very long time, and he should be held accountable. The other time, lawyer Godbert Mushabe was here, and he was saying that President Museveni has never had a government because, it's a 5-year term, and then in the 5-year term, he decides to reshuffle the cabinet and change the ministries in like 3 times in 5 years. So who exactly is held accountable at the end of the day for the particular ministry? But this guy, he's been here from the time I was in class 8.
And he's still there.
Well, of course, in page 7, 95 million shillings government funds sent to wrong Kenya account.
Joshua, just a quick one here. You wake up one morning, your account which has been struggling, suddenly has got this huge amount of money. What do you
The
do?
first thing I do is withdraw all of it. Then we shall sort out the rest with the bank. If they say the money is not mine, I said, did I deposit it in my account?
If your action of withdrawing the whole amount at one go has never been consistent with your past practices, that's so incriminating, by the way.
No. It's my account. I deserve the right to
Now,
do anything with it.
I'll tell you.
Unless it was in the terms
No,
and
I'll tell you,
conditions when I was
Joshua,
opening
this.
the account.
I'll tell you this, Joshua. You see, the short definition of theft is taking any movable property that's not yours without the owner's consent.
So
It doesn't matter that the owner wrongly put it there.
So now, I can come in with infringing on private property because you deposited your money in my account. So I'm going to sue you
In
for
such,
trespass.
in such circumstances, you play the moralist. You go to the bank manager and say, in a terrified manner, I am shocked beyond repair. This thing, how did it land there?
In my account. That's not fair. That doesn't happen here. We're on page
Not a
17.
Ugandan.
The DP wants Andrew Kaira recognized. The Democratic Party has asked the government to recognize the late Andrew Lutakome
Kaira.
Kaira, who was the leader of the Uganda Freedom Movement. Now, UFM was a rebel group in central Uganda which also fought against the government of Milton Obote between 1980 and 1985. Details of that, of course, in the news.
This guy was murdered badly. At Chambogo, before you go to the valley, going to Ntinda,
Yes.
there was trust. Actually, they were in a group. There was trust with banana fibers and shot at point blank range on the ground.
The murders that have taken place in this country need prayers. Well, of course, on page 8, something which is very, very serious. Answering nature's call doesn't come cheap in downtown Kampala. There's statistics. The number of toilets in the town are 1,000. The person to toilet ratio is 3,000 people to one toilet. Now, in the arcades, arcades person toilet ratio is 200 people to one toilet. Imagine. That means you better have it from home.
It's good that we don't have those cases of Nairobi slums, flying toilets and whatever.
Okay, I just pray the flying ones. Don't come over to Kampala. It's going to be...
But you know it's a serious problem, by the way.
Of course, it is a big problem. And of course, and that's why I believe these typhoid issues are coming.
Have you been arrested in bad state? In town, and you have literally nowhere to go.
Luckily enough, where I work, we are safe. So
and by the way, Joshua, it's good you brought up this issue of typhoid.
Yeah.
You know, shortly after our show here yesterday in the morning, I decided to walk to around Ministry of Works.
Yes.
And guess what? In the morning, I got, as if she never knew that there was this typhoid outbreak. A woman, these fruits we eat,
Yes.
that road in between Toyota and Meat Packers where they roast nyama choma.
Oh, yeah.
In the night, you find ladies of the night. They discreate that place. They do all sorts of fun. The thing smells of susu and everything you can think about. The woman was now packing fenene in Uberas. And the man was passing by and blew his nose. I said, God.
Jesus. And that's where they're backing it from.
I'm telling you the
Okay,
truth.
that's worse than typhoid. It's worse than typhoid.
We
Be
survived by
careful the
God's
fruits
grace.
you eat around
Honestly,
town.
it's not
Sometimes
cooked
they're
up. This is not from Steven's studio, a remix or whatever. But I saw this and I'm like, God.
Okay, that actually sounds gross. Can we not talk about it now? Well, on page 9, controversy erupts in Toro Kingdom. And, they want to overthrow their king. And Muhwezi stops eviction of 200 residents. Of course,
Information Minister.
we shall talk about that. Now, 26 private schools closed in Mbale on page 11. Of course, that and so much more, you can always find it in the New Vision. You're watching the Press Digest on Urban TV. My name is Joshua Pora. I'm here with Stephen Chandia. And of course, we'll return shortly after the break. Don't touch that dial.